Peggy 16.
For centuries, Kairos the Overlord has conquered the known world. Dissent has been quelled. And those who once boasted of their right to rule are forced to kneel. In Kairos' empire, the execution of justice is paramount. The lawless will be broken, made to feed the flames of war. Those found deserving of authority may rise, picked from the ashes, to be the enforcers, spearheads of the cause, to judge the accused and strike down those foolish enough to resist. As the final conquest draws near, you can institute the law from above or use the banner to institute your own. The destiny of nations is yours to decide.
What's up, everybody? Future Man Gaming here. That was a trailer for Tyranny, and I'm joined by Brian and Seltzer, please.
I don't know if you guys at home can hear this bass, but it's awesome.
The beats are bumping over there. So we got a little backtrack. I think Lil Wayne's over there, and they're just dropping the bass.
You know what, though? Who cares? Because we got video games to talk about.
Right.
Absolutely.
We got games. And Brian's here to tell us a little bit about Tyranny. What can you tell us about the game? What can we expect from this?
So Tyranny is a role-playing game, isometric role-playing game using the same engine that we created for Pillars of Eternity.
Cool.
And the basic premise is evil has won. The evil overlord has conquered everything, and you're one of the leaders of the conquering army. So
You're a bad guy?
You're a bad guy.
Yes.
So you begin the game as a
Awesome.
bad guy. You can basically keep pushing tyranny and making like the world a worse place, or you can try to rebel against the overlord and try to make things a little better. That's not an easy thing to do, though.
So you can kind of choose how you want to approach the game. I love that. I usually go in and play one playthrough as the good guy, and then I go back and I can be, you know, just a huge dick to everybody. And
Round
so
two,
this is
you won't
perfect.
die.
Yeah.
So even when playing the good guy, you can still be a dick to everybody. That's still a
Okay.
possibility.
All right.
You don't have to. I didn't want to do like the good game where you're like the goody two shoes who
Yeah.
always tries to like help everybody.
Right.
No, you're still out for yourself, but you're just maybe
You're
in a slightly
Dr.
better
House in
way.
it. You're like, I'll
Exactly.
save you, asshole. Come here.
Exactly.
Cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool. The art style looked fantastic.
Thank you.
I mean, here's some B-roll right here. Looks like, do you create a character and then go out with a party? What kind of beginning to the game? How do you start off playing this game?
So yeah, you will create your own character. You can be like whoever you want to be, whether male, female. You create your own class, your own skills. Like we're a skill-based game rather than a class-based game.
Okay.
So you're not limited by a specific set of roles. You can, if you want to be a guy who wields like a two-handed war mace and still throws fireballs in the face of your enemy, you can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just you find companions who adventure with you throughout the world, get into combat, get into conversations. You can form alliances with powerful factions within Kairos Empire, either to try and like uphold the empire or to try and bring it down.
Well, and you can have conversations, if I recall the last game, with almost everything on the
Yes.
map.
Yep.
Anything that moves even slightly is totally ready to talk back to you.
Yeah, you can talk to them and you can like piss them off. You can make friends with them, however you want to approach it.
Are the cats still pretty chill in this game?
We do have a few cats, yes.
Okay. Cool cats, nice.
Yeah.
So you can go solo if you want. You can also
Right.
group up if you want. Now, what other kind of customization is there? You said you can choose like to be a melee guy. Is it melee, magic, archery? Is there anything else in there?
Oh yeah, we have a full skill system, so there's like several different ways you can approach combat, whether one-handed weapons like sword and shield,
Okay.
two-handed weapons, bows, thrown weapons like javelins. Like some of the
Nice.
B-roll you can see, like they're throwing javelins at people and like the javelin sticks into their chest when that hits them, so it's very satisfying, like spurts of blood that appear. So
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Nice.
But you can also like add magic to your characters so that you can actually throw spells and magical effects as well to either buff or debuff your enemies as you're playing through. And yeah, you can either play through the entire game solo if you want to,
Yeah.
or it's best with a party because we've added a feature we call companion combos, where you and
Okay.
one of your companions can actually work together to do these really powerful and devastating moves in the middle of combat.
Whoa. So what would be an example of that? Like,
So one of the ones we've shown before is an example where one of your player would run up to one of your companions and like channel energy like a burst into the ground,
Okay.
which launches your companion into the air. They fire arrows down from above. So we call it death from above as the ability.
I am going to troll my teammates so bad. Thank you.
No problem.
So when you assemble a party, when you go out into the world here, I mean, a lot of games are very much about the right way and the wrong way to do things.
Right.
Is there a wrong way to assemble your party? Is there a wrong way to kind of go about playing
Absolutely
this?
not. No, like we want to make it where you can, depending on your playstyle, you can assemble the right companions to reinforce that.
Okay.
And whether you want to play as the sneaky, stealthy character or the guy who runs in and just attacks everything blindly, you can absolutely play that and succeed at the game.
So do I need my other teammates to kind of balance me out? Or if I want to be a bruiser and then hook up with 4 other bruisers and basically just like 4-man a lane?
Yeah.
Is that
You can absolutely do that. It's going to be harder because
Okay.
we want to design the combat so that you want to have balance between your party members. So certain companions have certain specialties. Like one character is going to be much more of a tank who's going to be able to take a lot of damage and taunt enemies to attack him, while others are much better at like support, range attacks, healing. But again, since it's a skill-based game, you can try to add some of those specialties to yourself as a character. Like you have the most range of options in your character and how you specialize compared to your companions. So it's a much easier game if you try to like focus on a certain role, but you have a lot of options available to you.
I see madness in the horizon
Yeah,
here.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're playing live, can you jump in and out of a friend's game seamlessly? How does that work? Do you guys all group up beforehand?
So it's actually a single-player
Oh, okay,
game.
it's a single-player game,
single-player RPG. So
That makes it easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Just get the AI. They pop
Excellent,
in and
yeah.
out nice.
All your companions have AI, so they can control their abilities automatically, or you can like pause the game and
Yeah.
issue them individual commands and how they play out the combat.
Oh,
so
awesome.
you can be as controlling as you want, or as
Or, yeah.
hands-off as you want. Yeah.
And what kind of... So I have to ask this because I am always making terrible overreaching mistakes when I play this game. I kind of like... I remember very clearly at one point in Pillars of Eternity, I went to go dig up a graveyard, and I was like, haha, I'm going to find treasure. And I actually just found like a level 99999 demon that slapped my face off.
Of course.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
what is it going to look like when you screw up here? Tell me, because I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of time screwing up in this game.
So we do have like frequent saves for your characters. If you do screw
Perfect.
up,
Good.
we can
Well
reload
thought.
fairly easily. But pretty much what we want to do is like the combat scales to you. So as you're venturing through the game, things aren't going to go too far above your level where you can't handle it entirely. Now, you can still make really bad choices in combat and have an entire party wipe.
Oh, and I shall.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, you learn through failure. I mean, that's a great way
Yes.
to get experience with games. But yeah, definitely if you do have like complete party wipe, frequent autosaves so you can reload and try again. And oftentimes different combats will require different strategies for how you use your party. And sometimes you want to go and grab different companions and bring them with you to face different challenges.
Brian, I'm seeing all sorts of different environments.
Yes.
How expansive of a world do we have here? Where are we going? What are we seeing?
So Tyranny's, it's about 25 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of depth to the game, a lot of areas you can explore and
Awesome.
travel through. I think last count we were well over 80 different scenes in the game.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of different environments, lots of different effects, like weather effects that can occur in areas. And this has been an area that's been devastated by years of war and by massive magical spells that the Overlord casts these things we call edicts. They're like these basically magical WMDs. They're like huge world-shattering spells that can affect the entire world. So
Awesome.
several areas you adventure through are those that have been suffering from these edicts for a while.
Well, so how much are we going to see when we advance the narrative here? Are we always going to kind of a new place to explore a new area, or are we going to see the environments change?
You can definitely see the environments change. Like as you come back to areas, depending on events that have happened, you will see different things take place in those same areas. And Tyranny is very big on the choices and the consequences of your choices. So there are actually several different quest lines through the game. So based on who you choose to ally with, which factions, you'll see a very different quest experience than you would see otherwise. So playing the game a second time, you would see a completely different set of quests. Some areas will be completely different. They won't look anything the same as what you saw the last time through.
That's
Right.
awesome.
So, and I do like here, I mean, this game, tends to get a little dark, a little bloody, a little gruesome with
Yeah.
those javelin spurs, but you've added a lot of color, a lot of excitement here. I mean, talk to me a little bit about the game design and where you wanted to draw the eye and what you wanted players to focus on.
So one of the things we were looking at when making St. Pillars is very much more of a medieval, like Renaissance style game. We wanted to focus more on the Bronze Age. So a lot of characters are much more like simplified, more stylized look to them, and we really wanted to like use like magic effects, like brighter neon colors to really draw the eye and add more life and vibrancy to the world.
Yeah.
Because it's a world where evil won. Overall, it's a more muted color palette overall in the game, but definitely wanted to use like magic and spell effects to really add those pops of color and to draw your eyes to what's happening.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to use magic here just for the fireworks of it.
It's a lot of fun. We've actually created a new magic system that allows you to craft your own spells in the game. So as you're traveling through the world, you can find new sigils to combine together to make new spells.
That's incredible.
Are you constantly looting? Like, is there stuff? Because I always feel like in these games, I'm just like, give me all the stuff, and I'm going to collect it all,
Yep.
and then never use it.
So there's definitely like tons of loot crates you can find. There's some that are locked you won't be able to get, so you have to come back and unlock them later with some really great items. There's epic gear you can find, and also you can upgrade items that you find to make them more and more powerful.
Okay, that's awesome. So you can get shields and you can change your clothes. Can you get the fashion going on a little
definitely.
bit?
Like, we've got several different, we've got a lot of different outfits that you can either by looting them from the corpses of your enemies or buying from stores in the game to change your overall look and give yourself different looks for yourself and your companions.
Nice.
So, this is a follow-up, you said, to the Pillars of Eternity. And players who played that game, I think, are going to be really, really at home taking a look at Tyranny here.
Yeah.
What are the other types of game players that you think that this game is going to appeal to? Like, who out there is playing what that you want them to give Tyranny a try?
Well, I think anyone who really likes like a darker story is going to love Tyranny because, again, we wanted to make that fantasy of you being able to play the evil guy and actually making that a game that rewards you for making those evil choices. Like a lot of games, if you have the evil option, you get punished for choosing it. Like you either everyone attacks you or you die. But we really want to make a game where being the evil bastard is actually the best way to play the game. Like you can be a good guy, but it's a much more challenging experience than being the guy who sides with the forces of evil and really tries to impose your own will on the world.
Oh, so do you get punished here for making good guy choices?
It definitely makes the game a little bit harder.
Oh man, games are getting really real life this year. The theme of E3 2016 is too real.
We want like a lighthearted, happy experience, basically.
That's great.
I feel like you're such a nice guy.
Wait.
You made this game.
Oh, I missed it.
What was it?
What is that wall? That green wall?
Green
With all
laser
the colors?
wall? It did
It's got
look cool.
colors. I'm looking at it. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I was just saying, he seems like such a nice guy, and then he made this game about being a dick. Like,
I got to get out somehow.
yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Now, what kind of enemies are we going to be running into? I'm seeing those look like kind of werewolves.
So we have a race called Beastmen. They're like primitive, semi-intelligent humanoids.
Beastmen.
Beastmen.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So there's those. There's a lot of human enemies you fight in the world. I want to make a game that's much more about like human politics and intrigue and like the bad things that people do to each other, rather than like some mystical outside force, some like evil god or whatever, forcing you to do things a certain way. So very much like human armies against human armies. There's a few beastmen and some magical creatures as well that we saw in the B-roll.
Very
So this
cool.
is going to be a journey of self-discovery. We're really going to get into the story, the meat here of why these bad people make these bad decisions.
Exactly.
I am so excited for this. I'm a big fantasy fan, and to be able to play the fantasy that I'm so used to just reading as books is mind-expanding. I mean,
yeah, definitely we were inspired by like the Glenn Cloak's The Black Company series or Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn series as well. Excellent.
There you go.
We had a lot of Sanderson love up on the bench
Nice.
today. Brandon
Nice.
Sanderson, if you're out there, come visit the Twitch booth because we love you over here.
Got you, yeah.
So Tyranny looks incredible.
Yeah, where and when are we going to be able to see this and get our hands on it?
It's releasing in 2016, so when we get closer, at least we'll talk more about the exact date. But right now we're in the Concourse Hall giving demos, so stop by if you
Play
want
it
to see.
right now.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, thanks for coming and hanging with
very
us.
much.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Tyranny looks super cool. You guys, we got more awesome content coming up here from twitch.tv.